I'm Mike, owner of the In-Groove in Phoenix, Arizona. Today I'm doing the new arrival video for August 28, 2026, and it's actually a relatively small new arrival video. For whatever reason, a lot of the manufacturers ship stuff late this week, and I'm not actually going to get stuff until the actual day of release, which is Friday. So next week will be a big release day. This week, not so much. On a side note, I talked about on the podcast the Rocktober list. Rhino hasn't officially given out that list to retailers yet as of the time of this filming, so I don't have the SKUs built. We're going to have them all, of course. You'll be able to pre-order them. They just haven't officially been given to us yet for me to build the SKUs. You know, the description, the photos, the UPC, prices, that kind of stuff. But they are coming. Also, I'm doing a whatnot auction for first pressings. It is a super clean first pressings. There's like a UK copy of The Wall. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. There's only 50 items. It's going to be a small, like hour-and-a-half long auction coming up on September 13th at 1 o'clock Arizona time. I'm also going to do a Thursday whatnot next week, but the 13th will be nice. I used to do those first pressing auctions like a couple hundred at a time, and it was a big event. I'm going to shoot for like 50 items at a time and try to do them much more frequently because it's easier for me to get 50 items than a couple of hundred. At that point, I'm like waiting a year to put one of those together. It's a massive undertaking. So, yeah, Impacts has announced they are doing the self-titled Boston album. Now, they haven't specified that this is an analog cut, but it's coming out as an SACD and a standard 33 RPM LP with a bonus 45 RPM EP of demo stuff, lost demos. That comes out the second quarter of 2027, so the middle of next year. So it's a pre-order on the website, but it's going to be a while. So keep that in mind. Mobile Fidelity announced they're doing another Doobie Brothers title. They're taking it to the streets as a 45 RPM. Time Traveler is doing another one of their beautiful Muse reissues. They've done a great job with these. They're all analog, cut from tape, beautiful tip-on jacket. They're doing the Clifford Jordan Quartet, Night of the Mark 7. So looking forward to that. There's a bunch of other pre-orders announced on the website, but that's kind of like the highlight. And like I've always told you guys, most of the pre-orders get announced the day you're watching this video. So check the website. You'll find a lot of great stuff. Okay, let's get to the non-vinyl. We've got the Weezer cassette. And holy cow, man, I've noticed this year, manufacturers have really stepped up the amount of cassettes they're making. And you know, last week I made the decision. I used to get some cassettes, but I made the decision to start ratcheting up. People want them. So as far as CDs, I only get CDs of this ilk. This is Alex Warren, but this is a signed CD. So this is a signed insert. I guess the inside of it has an insert. Other than that, I don't get CDs. But I do like to get the signed indie exclusives and Super Audio CDs, which brings me to the Stooges. This is a Blu-ray audio, right? A Blu-ray disc of the Stooges Funhouse and the self-titled Stooges. Dolby Atmos DTS HD Master Audio. High-res stereo. Really cool. Man, they're coming out with so much cool stuff. I need to get my reel-to-reel going. I need to get a little Dolby Atmos system going. All right, let's get into the vinyl, starting with Die Welker, Richard Wagner. This is the original Source series. This is a box set. All analog, cut from the analog tapes. And these are essentially new mixes, but all analog. They went back and they did a remix because the originals were considered to be not that great. And these are considered a big improvement. This is limited to 2,400. These have sold out. Almost every original Source series that has come out has sold out. The first pressing. Sometimes they've made a second pressing and then those have sold out. But one of those titles you don't want to wait on because there's a lot of stuff where there's FOMO and people are selling out of stuff, or not really selling out of stuff, but people are scrambling. This is one of those that has been and will probably continue to sell out at the pressing quantities they're doing. Put the box set here. The next two Acoustic Sound Series titles done by probably Matt Luthans at the Mastering Lab. From tape, this is Elvin Jones, Dear John C., part of the Acoustic Sound Series, and the magical, wonderful voice that is Johnny Hartman. Really does have a fantastic voice. part of the same Verve acoustic sound series. Did a listening party to this. Was not a bad album. This is the new album by Interpol. The Mirror Weighs a Ton. Kind of a really cool cover too. What do we got here? Bob Marley and the Wailers live at the Hammerschmidt Odeon. This looks good. This is a 2LP live concert. Previously unreleased legendary performances from the Rastaman Vibration Tour. Let's see, epic renditions of, let's see, Crazy Bald Head, Bend Down Low, Get Up, Stand Up. New anniversary edition of Joan Jett and the Black Hearts. This is on opaque sky-colored vinyl. And this is, I think this is an independent, I think this was the release party exclusive. They didn't actually send me until days after the release party. Alex Warren's War Child, the Sandy Beach vinyl pressing. I think that's what this was. Might just be an indie exclusive. We did a listening party for that record as well. New album by the Alabama Shakes, I Must Be Dreaming. This is on yellow vinyl. Includes a poster for the indie exclusive. And this is their first album in over a decade on sky blue vinyl. From Music on Vinyl, we have the Velvet Underground Collected, kind of a retrospective of their catalog. I'm Waiting for the Man, Heroin, Sister Ray, Venus and Furs, Light White Heat. Includes a 4-page booklet with liner notes. This is number 3,432. Also from Music on Vinyl, I got a little run here of their stuff. The Notorious Bird Brothers, limited to 1,500 copies on white colored vinyl. Huey Lewis and the News Collected, again, greatest hits, retrospective. Number 2, 5,000 copies on white colored vinyl. We've got Cheap Trick, Heaven Tonight. Limited edition of 2,000 copies on individually colored translucent violet colored vinyl. Great band. I've seen Cheap Trick live maybe 5 times. Really always was a good show. Haven't seen him in the last 15 years, but Cheap Trick at Budokan, the complete live concert, limited to 3,000 copies on yellow vinyl. But was always a great show. Like, cheap, good show, always good seats. The Insane Clown Posse, The Great Milkenko on cream soda clear vinyl. This is an RSD essential, so limited only to record stores that participate in Record Store Day. Mastodon, Morrow Deep. This is the new album by Sam Smith, but what version is this? I think this might be, I don't know if this is the black or the independent vinyl exclusive. You know, I think it might have been clear for the indie vinyl on this. Mike D, Thank You, on clear vinyl. The Sundays, Blind. The Sundays, Static and Silence. The Warning, Everything's Falling on feather-colored vinyl. Just the time for Christmas in August. We've got Bing Crosby's Ultimate Christmas. Keep in mind, you do not want to be waiting till December to be buying holiday albums. Now is the time. You are left with the less desirable titles if you wait till December. Beartooth, Pure Ecstasy on black vinyl. Same album on limited edition indie record store exclusive Bloodshot vinyl. So it's like a multicolored swirl vinyl. Slick Rick, Behind Bars on Music on Vinyl. R&B hip-hop album, number 11 R&B hip-hop album featuring the single Behind Bars. Guest appearances by Warren G, Dougie Fresh, and Nice and Smooth. Okay, Go. Oh No, the Certified Gold 2005 album, reissued on classic black vinyl. What is this from? Easy Eye Sound. The Animarios? Quabarba? Let's see. Hailing from Austin, Texas. Let's see. Cool cover. I mean, I don't like snakes personally, but it looks cool. I mean, on paper. This is cool. This is the original motion picture score for Scream, and this is a raised spot gloss finish on Woodsboro Bloodbath Red vinyl. I feel like last year, right around Halloween time, a lot of the stuff that was expected to come out came late, and we didn't get it till November. Jodasai, Diary of a Mad Band. What are they wearing? Scuba gear? Not really sure what are these, waiting off like a waiters? Yeah. All right. A lot of weird stuff happened in the 90s, style-wise. Little Big Town, It's a Dying Art. This is on Sangria vinyl. A couple of restocks for the Deutsche Grammophon Avantgarde series. Cornelius Cardew. Same as the original Source series, all analog cut. I think they went back and remixed them. Limited edition of 2,111 pressings on both of these, so even rarer. And this is Nino Antonelli. And we have Lara Smagoi, A Time Patterned. Huh. And what is this? Youngjun, No Labels, clear vinyl. All right, guys, that is it for this week's new arrival video. You can buy all this stuff online at theingroove.com. Until next time.